Hey guys, this is Echo Soundworks, and you are checking out a product overview of our new drum library, the Future Bass Drums. So this pack is a very comprehensive drum library for all things Future Bass. It'll work with a bunch of other genres as well. There's a bunch of really cool sounds in this pack. So if you guys purchased Flume Volume 1, we did take some of the coolest drum samples from that pack and included them. There's very little crossover. A lot of these samples were brand new. We jumped in a studio. We got a lot of new percussive and percussion instruments. We got some really cool stuff that we'll touch on later. And there's a bunch of amazing Foley in this pack. So it comes with 475 one-shot samples recorded at 24-bit, 44.1K. And like I said, most of them are brand spanking new samples. We only took the best of the best from Flume Volume 1. Now it comes with 85 drum loops as well, which is really cool. And the drum loops are separated into BPM and they're color-coded. Everything in this pack is hyper-organized. A lot of attention to detail went into creating this pack. Then we have a kits folder, and we give you some really cool kits in 3 different formats: Kontakt, Maschine, and Live Racks. And then, of course, you have your one-shots that are all very well organized and very well named, and we're going to look at that through the course of these videos. So there's going to be 2 videos for the product overview for the Future Bass Drums series, or this pack. And this first one, we're just going to talk about the contents of it, look at some of the kits, how you can use the Maschine kits, that sort of stuff. And I'm going to highlight some of the really cool samples. And then the second video, we're going to be building a whole groove in a beat in an actual production using some of the loops. All right, so when you open up the ESW Future Bass Drums, you're going to see the user agreement, the Artworks audio demo, then you're going to see kits, loops, and one-shots. Let's go through the kits folder first. The kits folder comes with 3 subfolders: Kontakt, Live, and Maschine. There are 12 different Kontakt instruments, and I have it already pulled up in Logic. So right now, for instance, I have the snares layered. You need the full version of Kontakt to use this. Get a lot of questions on our Kontakt libraries and Kontakt patches about this, and we're not trying to screw you over for those of you who've purchased Maschine and have the Kontakt player. What Native Instruments does is, to get a library to work with the Kontakt player, meaning that it'll show up in the Libraries tab over here with this cute little artwork, the developer has to pay thousands of dollars, and that's going to really up the cost of it. So these are bonus instruments. We did not do that. So you need full version of Kontakt 5.5.1 or higher. Now, that being said, if you're a Kontakt user and you have the full version of Kontakt, these are really cool to use. I've loaded up the Snares layered patch. Right? Now what we did was, there are 17 layered snares, I believe, inside of the Future Bass pack. If we go to layered, there are 15. So we obviously right here have more than 15 keys highlighted, don't we? And that's because some of them are just pitched up, which is cool because if you can kind of find the pitch or the tonal element that fits your song, your productions, they're going to pop out of the mix a little bit better. So let's look at a couple other patches here. We have the percussion patch, which is really cool. Really cool shakers, really cool toms. We'll go over some of those later in the video in the actual sample section. Then we have our snaps. Right? Finger snaps, that sort of stuff. Literally, it's all here. We have kicks. We're going to have percussion, Foley. Here's the Future Bass kicks. I like this one a lot. All right, then let's go over to let's do Foley real quick, actually. I'm going to drag and drop that in. The Foley samples in this drum pack are insane. We had a lot of fun recording those. I mean, that's just dope. Really cool stuff. All right, so not going to play all those, but those are the kits. Then there are 5 Ableton Live racks, and they come with the default number of racks. It's 16 samples per rack. Not going to touch on those because they're the same, pretty much the same kits as the Maschine kits, and those will open right up because you just open up the project and there it is. The Maschine kits, though, I want to talk about those so you can see how they work and how they're organized. There are 15 of them, and some of them are called things like Foley kit, Percussion kit, Tom kit, and then some are called kit 1 through 5, ESW Future Bass or FB kits 1 through 5. Those kits actually have groups and actually have some melodic and grooves programmed into the Maschine patch themselves, whereas the Foley kits and the Percussion kits don't. What we wanted to do is, let's say you don't have a full version of Kontakt, or you're not a Kontakt user, you're a Maschine user, we gave you the Percussion kits so you could just load those up as your B, C, D, and E kits, and then load up like kit number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or make your own, of course, and then have all the percussion and just be able to do your performance that way, and it'd be really easy to make your beat. So those don't have grooves or really scenes. They just have the samples. But I do want to pull up one of the actual kits right here. So we're going to go to one of the kits that we want to load. And you'll notice that these folders have 2 folders in subfolders. They have like samples and the .mxgrp file, which is the Maschine file. Do not move these. This mxgrp file is looking at this samples folder. Yes, all these samples are included and the names are the same in the actual pack, but I did this so it wasn't like a monolithic style file. So it just always point to that. So let's drag and drop that in. All right, there it is. And it'll load right up. And there should be suggested tempos. We don't have to follow that, obviously. So let's look at this inside a Maschine right now. So we have ESW Future Bass Kit 04. We have, in this specific one, we have 4 different grooves here inside of it for that correlate to the scene. And yeah, they're really cool to use. So here it is. We even included 2 massive patches in this one. So let's listen to this. Right, and you can use these as inspiration, starting points, learning tools, whatever you like. They're there for you to use. So that's how the Maschine kits work. We'll look at one more real quick. Let's load up kit number 1. Okay, this says it's at 160, so we'll do 150 beats per minute to get it more in that world. Right, so really cool stuff, guys. If you guys are Maschine users, this will feel right at home. All right, let's check out the remaining kits. We'll go to the 3rd kit now. I really like this one. I think it has some cool percussion. All right, let's go. We've already checked out part of the 4th kit, so we won't do that. But we will check out kit 5 because we've yet to do that. All right, you guys get the idea. Just a bunch of cool kits, a lot of different scenes and groups all to add up all together. You probably have about 20 of them because I believe, well, I should check that out now for those of you. I know some of you will be curious. Kit 1 has, it looks like 5 definite scenes there. Kit 2 has 5, so we're at 5, 10. So probably about 20 actually. There's 2, 4, 6, actually probably about 16 different scenes there that you can load up and manipulate with the kits. All right, so let's keep on going through the different contents of the Future Bass Drums pack. Let's go to the loops folder because this is, in my opinion, one of the coolest elements of the whole pack. All right, so what we have here is we have 5 different folders at different BPMs, 135 BPM, 140, 150, 160, and 175. Within each folder, there's going to be a bunch of different loops, and they're all color-coded, and they're all designed and kind of integrated with different kits. So this makes it easy when you're trying to make a scratch track, and it also makes it easy to combine them. For instance, we can go to the 150 BPM folder, and you can see that right here we have 150 BPM beat. This will be a full beat. And then under that, color-coded red, in this instance, we have 150 BPM hats. This is just the hi-hats from that beat. Right? So this is a great learning tool. It's actually a great way just to get started on your tracks. There's the kick, and then there's the perk. And then the snare. So you can just drag and drop these and then manipulate them however you like. So cool thing is you can listen to the beats of all of these and be like, oh, I like the snare from this one, but I like the kick from this. So I could take the 150 beat and we'll say, don't import the marker, and we'll take that kick, and that kit is from the kit 1, and we'll take the snare from kit 2 because it's all the same BPM, so we can do that, and then we can play this. Right, we could take the, let's take the perk from the 5th one, drag and drop that in. So it's really cool because you just combine these. All right, so we just layered the snare, and then let's take the perk as well, see how that sounds. Right, a really easy way to make your grooves, and we're gonna look at that in more depth in the next video. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go through some of the one-shots. Now, the one-shots folder in the Future Bass Drum Pack is meticulously labeled. We have everything layered, and we have different elements as basically we just gave them a bunch of descriptive names. There's nothing I personally hate more when I get a drum pack and I load up like a percussion folder, for instance, and they're all just called perk 1 through like 200. How am I supposed to know? Like, let's say I'm trying to find a bongo. Let's say I'm trying to find a some type of shaker. How am I supposed to know? I don't want to spend all that time. So we have meticulously labeled all of the percussion, for instance, and we're going to touch on that in a second. But let's go back to the claps. So the claps, we have 1 through 31. So there's 32 samples of just Future Bass style claps. I'll play a couple now. All right, you get the idea. Then there are the Foley claps, and these are claps layered with some of the Foley we recorded. So some water. So that is pretty cool stuff right there. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the Foley folder, and we had a bunch of fun recording this Foley. Some really, really unique Foley, and Foley is a huge part of Future Bass. It's actually a huge part of getting a nice ambient texture to your song. So I'm going to play a couple of these different samples. We have the Awesome Pebbles, Balloon Foley, Chair Squeak, Coin Crunch, which is really nice, Cookie Tin. I don't know why that one turned out so cool. It just did. We have Dog Food in a Bowl. That's they had a marketing bowl. If you guys get that joke, good on you. All right, then we have Fire Popping. We have, this is pretty cool. And we have a Husky Eating named Dakota. I actually have put that in a song that I released. Keys, layer flow, just tons of cool stuff. Popcorn, this one's really cool. This is in one of the Maschine kits. Got some reverb tails that you can layer with different snares. It's kind of cool. Rocks in a wheelbarrow. Snow crunching. We have then a bunch of cool water sounds. Water drips. This is in one of the Maschine. Plunger, which is kind of fun to get. water snares, just tons of cool stuff. So you get the idea. Then the hi-hats folder. It's organized into closed, crash, and open. And those are pretty basic type of just descriptions. We have closed hats 1 through 38, crashes, and open. I'm going to play a couple of those real quick. So you get the idea. Let's play some of the open ones as well. These are a mix between acoustic and electronic. All right, you get the idea. Now the kicks folder. What we did with this, there are the acoustic kicks or the acoustic future bass kicks, and then your typical future bass kicks. Well, not typical, just ones that are more in line with EDM. Well, the acoustic ones are kind of more like the Flume style kicks. So let's check these out. Love that one. Love that one. That one knocks hard. So is that one. So these are really cool kicks if you're going more for the Flume vibe. These hit pretty hard. All right, now the future bass kicks. I highlighted some of my favorite ones. I really like this one. I used that in a song. Love the little tail on that one. And that one as well. Now the percussion folder. This is really meticulously labeled. Talked about this a few minutes ago. So they all have names. We didn't do any of that bullshit where it's perk 1 through 100 or whatever, so you don't know what you're getting. So let's say you're going for a bongo. There's a bongo, right? We have it right there. Okay, let's say you're going for a shaker. Shaker. Right? Makes sense to us. Trash snare. This is a really cool one. Yeah, so just a ton. We did this in 2 different rounds actually. We rented, well, not really rented out. We finagled our way into a percussion store here in LA after they closed, and we just sampled a bunch of stuff using some mobile recording rigs and the Zoom H4n, and we used our portable laptop setup to do it. So that's how we did a lot of it. Then we actually bought some. It's really cool. We have a really cool rain stick, just some really cool sounds in here. Then you have the snaps folder. Snaps are an integral part of Future Bass. So we have layered snaps and then small snaps as well. It's all there. Now the snares folder. There are a lot of snares in this pack. We have filtered snares, which are great for your verses and breakdowns. Okay, then we have future bass snares. Now these are snares that will be more in line with what you'll typically hear in future bass. And we threw in our twists when we wanted to, like this one. There are 58 of those, can't play all of them. Then we have the hip-hop snares, because future bass lends and takes a lot, or borrows rather, a lot from hip-hop. So what we've did is we popped in some of the classic hip-hop style snares. 808s, 808 style snares, 909. Right. All right, then we have the layered future bass snares. Now these are the snares that you're probably going to want to use in your big drops. Drops that have vocals, leads, big synth chords, because they'll cut through a mix. So these are layered, and they are quite long and have nice tails. Right, so a lot of them are layered with our Foley, which is really cool. Then we have the tonal snare. Some future bass that leans more towards, I guess, chill trap or the trap side of the spectrum. They'll have pitched snares, so we included some of those. Nice little water drop snare. All right. Then we have a toms folder, 20 different toms. Toms are great for fills and future bass. These will go from that's from my EMU emulator. And then we have acoustic ones. To everything in between that's remotely tommy. Then we have the vocal chants folder. And if you guys have Evoxa, you guys will be like, oh, yeah, you have most of these. But we have some just samples that you can load in. We have like a ah sound, bass. Got a curse. Cursing's cool, right?
Fuck him.
All right, we got gang haze.
Hey.
Chant haze.
Hey.
So yeah, it's all there. But that's all the contents of, well, not all of them, but you get a good clear picture of everything that is included in our Future Bass drum library. Again, it comes with 475 drum samples, 85 drum loops. Comes with 12 Kontakt Kits. Comes with 15 Maschine kits and 5 Ableton Live Racks. So definitely watch the next video where we're going to be using the loops and some of the one-shots to build a little beat. I'll see you there.